This is definitely the chunkiest of all the DAs in the collection. This thing is awesome. This is a Benchmade 7505. It is a Shane Sibert design. Takes his, I believe it's called the Pocket Rocket model. Yeah, because the smaller manual version Benchmade made of this, about yay big, is called the Mini Pocket Rocket, the MPR. This is the MLK, which is monolock, which is Benchmade's term for a frame lock. Although I guess technically this is kind of a bolster lock almost, before people were calling faux bolsters with the lock extending up into it a bolster lock. Yeah, big old chonker. I always liked the 755 MPR and always wanted one of these bigger versions. And then, of course, it's got the awesomeness that they converted it to a dual action mechanism. It's a bolster release with this bottom section of the bolster here shifting towards the spine of the knife to fire. Really snappy with that big blade being driven all the way open by a coil spring built into the pivot mechanism. Yeah, that thing is. Yeah, one more time. Yeah, it does have a dry fire safety too, like the other Benchmade dual action, the Serum. So on this one, see if I can show you. You can see how in this edge of the tang, there's a groove cut around the perimeter. That interacts with that little shiny silver pin that you can just see dropping down through the liner on the top side here. That gets pushed up. I don't know if you can actually see. Right there, where that groove ends and scoops up. That is when that pin gets pushed up into the liner and then allows you to push the bolster open. If you have the knife open in the manual position, that pin drops down and blocks the bolster from being able to be actuated and inadvertently fire that coil spring driven mechanism. That would be a very, very bad day. I have a feeling that would either snap your spring or shear the little ears, the little lugs that actually actuate the blade in the auto function. I haven't actually taken this one apart. This one scares me a little bit. There's a lot of witchcraft going on inside here, especially with that dry fire mechanism. But I assume the actual pivot drive is similar to what's going on in the Microtech coil spring driven DAs that I've taken apart in the past. I assume. But yeah, these are really, really sweet pieces. It is a tip down clip. These clips got a lot of hate. It is a thick milled clip with kind of a short run, so it is stiff. It never bothered me on my my 755. I actually kind of liked it, but that was just me. So yeah, these came out about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more, maybe 15 now. They are highly collectible, of course. These were a gold class knife, which is Benchmade's highest and most expensive class of knife. So even when these came out, they were, this base model, I want to say, was like almost $800. And so they were kind of a tough sell. And nowadays on the secondary market, you're going to pay at least $1,000 for one of these. Probably a little bit more depending on the condition and whether it's got the box and everything. And then they did a fancier version with carbon fiber scales, and those go for an even higher premium. But if you're into DAs, it's definitely an awesome one to hunt down for the collection. And like I said, it is the chonkiest DA in the collection. I really like this thing. And the action is just so thwacky with that big blade. being coil spring driven. So yeah, there's a look at the 7505-132 MLK Sibert design.